chickens. Good morning, good afternoon, don't know. Good Lord, we've got a lot to go through. Like, all of it, all the time, constantly. Um, we have a 7-year anniversary update called Tides of Adventure, which is enormous. Enormous. And I wanted to talk to you about it. So, first things first. The update will happen on Monday morning, August the 3rd, as per usual. We have an awful lot to talk about in the Tides of Adventure update. It is a 5-week campaign. What is interesting is the modern era, which is part of this campaign, is actually going to go on for 2 updates, which is fascinating. First things first, we have an Italian Tier 8 premium cruiser, Ferrante Gonzaga, which is now going to get called Godzilla or Gorgonzola. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out when we're playing it. We have a bunch of new things. We have birthday activities, gifts, new ships, calendars, birthday bureaus, and a web event where you can get the coins for the campaign. We have the new modern era battle type with modern ships and missiles, which I'm really excited, really excited about, which isn't just like a Rust and Rumble event. This thing has some depth by the looks of things. So very interested. The US Alternative Destroyer line, so your really slow exploding log torpedoes will be out there. Forget Gleaves. Run Ernest Evans, he's much better. Those ships are in full release, so go and enjoy. The Aki is coming back as a Bureau project. So if you haven't got it, get started for your Yamato with planes, where you can upset destroyers lurking in smokescreens and Minotaurs, obviously. With the amount of torpedoes you can drop into it. The Franklin D. Roosevelt is arriving for steel, so at Legendary tier, be very frightened, because apparently that thing is a monster on PC. The last stage of the Thunder Marathon, all 7 lanes of Azure Waves is coming back, or words to that effect. 3 new ranked seasons for if you want suffering and pain, all the way up to tier 8. There is an Obon festival in the store, lots of special offers and discounts. The visual upgrade looks spectacular, shall we say. And there is a birthday gift, so happy birthday, all you Legends players. They are 7, well done. August 2019. God damn, been a long time, chickens. A long time. Ferrante Gonzaga. Ciao, bella. 135 mil and has 24 of the... No, not 24. 18 of the blasted things. Hang on. 4 times 3 is not 18. 4 times 3 is, in fact, 12. So we'll go with 12, shall we? Main battery guns with a 7.5 second reload. Seems like a lot. But it doesn't have the reload, any kind of boostery things. We'll be very interested to see what it's like. HE and SAP, as you'd expect, looks relatively sneaky. Exhaust smoke as per usual, and tall penises, which go... How far do they go? 10 kilometres. Reasonable. Campaign as per usual. Spend your 2.5, get lots of bits and bobs. Mariner coins, that's what the campaign money's called. Obviously, birthday. Lots and lots of Mariner coins. You can also earn with the Mariner coins, though I don't know how many you would need to purchase, crates to purchase to get, the Soviet Tier 5 battleship Novorossiysk. They said it much better in the video. And the Almirante Oquendo, which is a Tier 8 premium cruiser, which is the cruiser that doesn't have the funny button. You can also spend them on either Dalian, Navarin, or Tulsa. My advice is the Tulsa. Dalian's fine. Navarin is a bit... Meh. Tulsa's a lot of fun. And there's a bunch of ship skins and things like that as well. We have Edwin Remington. Don't know where he's from. It must be an American thing. He's some kind of explorer, isn't he? But I do believe he's a guy, so you get a bunch of benefits when you actually run him. There are a couple of guises. I think he does a certain amount of damage. There's a birthday bureau project, which is to receive all the bits, a few bits and bobs from previous events. So get involved in that and make sure you start it. There is a web event for treasure hunt, similar to before, which is basically digging for treasure. Win roses are improved, and you get, for every legendary tier, you get 100 Mariners coins, so worth playing to get those Mariners coins. And then you have Modern Era, and there should be a picture here, and there is not. Now, the Modern Era, there is a full video which you should go and check out, which we actually went and looked at. And this game mode looks spectacular. So I definitely think we need to talk about that. In fact, maybe in its own video, maybe once I've played it a bit, so I have some thoughts. But long story short, lots of vertical launch systems, lots of CWIS, lots of different kind of skills. I'm really, really fascinated. And the end result is, I think there's 2 different tier 6 cruisers, which look very much like the Plymouth at tier 6, in 2 different camos. So you are talking about a Core Initiative versus Free Meridian. What is interesting about this is that although you pick a faction at the beginning, which will be based on which of the 2 ships you want, not these ones, the end result, you can still play in division with your buddies if they're in a different faction. So it won't have any impact on that, which is actually really good to know, because I was concerned that there would be an issue with it. They've put a lot of effort into actually the history of this, so I will let you read this. My advice is to you is go and check out all of the details on the history. They put some alternative history in the back, which is quite nice to see. All the way through, you will have personal missions, you'll have your personal rewards, and you will get one of these 2 Commonwealth tier 6 cruisers, which are the same with a different coat of paint. You will have a process of moving across global conflict, which reminds me of some games that we had in the early 2000s or mid 2000s. That we used to play online, about strategy, about sort of FPS games that were tied to sort of long-term strategy, and I can't remember what they were called. One of them was was a sort of Stars sci-fi type game, where you completed things, you moved along through the process. So one team would win this, and then you'd move on here. It's maybe not as complex as a branching system, but it's still quite a nice little system. And I do like the fact that they track it all the way through as well. There's 2 different types of modes. You have PvE and PvP. Obviously, PvP has higher rewards, but there's higher risk. And they're both 5v5. In PvE, you can run a full 5-person division. In PvP, it's only 3 people out of the 5 on your team. Modern equipment, as you can see, the Sovereign Many, which is which if you've played sea battles, modern sea combat in the Missile Age, you will know exactly what a Sovereign Many is, and what these, I think they're called Granite, anti-ship missiles are all about. This one has homing missiles. This one has home missiles and cruise missiles. This one has secondary cruise missiles, which fires automatically. There's all kinds of fun things: radar, missile defense targeting, missile defense boost, EMP wave. Arleigh Burke here, which again. And then the Nistrashimi, Ticonderoga. I always thought Ticonderoga is a funny looking ship. I like the I'd like to see that effect in game of the sort of mirrored steel, whatever it is. And obviously you have to play a certain amount of battles to unlock these ships. The Nistrashimi 93. What I'm trying to get my head around is why these are all classed as destroyers. I mean, some of them are actually destroyers. And then you got the Nanuchka, which is a fast attack boat again. So if these, I think, are granites as well, but if these are granites, it gives you an idea of the size difference between the Sovereign Many, which is arguably a cruiser, which has 4 of these on each side, and the Nanuchka, which is a little boat with 3 of these on each side. But yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Couple of commanders, obviously. He's the Hand. This is the Phoenix. This is the Icebreaker, and he is the Smile. I do not know anybody called Bram. Do you? It's a very, very odd thing. These are the ships at the end, Accord or Fault Line. I don't know which of these two I prefer. I kind of like the Fault Line because it's kind of a mental skin, but the Accord does look kind of cooler. So black and gold is a nice combination. If you ever get a Porsche and can afford one, black with gold wheels, or very, very dark green, almost black with gold wheels. Let's not go there. I can't afford a Porsche. I can afford a Matchbox Toyota Porsche. These are now they are both Commonwealth Tier 6s. Don't know much about them apart from they look very much like a Plymouth, in my humble opinion. You do have faction camouflages, so you can get them for the Ferrante Gonzaga. Again, I quite you see, these are disposable camos, so obviously you can make them permanent. So that is Modern Era. Starts on Monday, runs for 2 updates. Should be a lot of fun. Moving swiftly on. Here's the Aki. If you like, well, the thing is that I have had somebody in the chicken Discord constantly tell me that this is more accurate than the Yamato. I'm not convinced. Oh, we shall see. US alternatives we know about. Franklin D. Roosevelt. This is an interesting. This ship equipped with massive attack squadrons that attack in pairs, with each plane carrying either 4 high damage bombs or 4 torpedoes. Sounds lovely. I will play this once and then it'll go in its box and never come out again. So that'll probably be sometime on Monday or Wednesday, no doubt, depending on how many things there is to play, and there's a lot of things to play. There's obviously a bunch of places you can get steel. So you've got the Steel Hunter mission every day. You've got Ranked. You've got Noble Lombard. And then you've got Premium Supplies mission for premium ships, which is up to 750 steel. Doesn't say how much it is to buy for steel, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was at least 27,500 steel. So I don't know. Thunderer Marathon, I may have mentioned this previously. I'm not particularly keen on the Thunderer. It's a big Conqueror, and I'm not a huge fan of the Conqueror. But there will be people out there who absolutely love it. There's more Azure Lane, so for those of you weebs, fill your boots. And there's a variety of different offers and activities. There is a code here, H7JFEU9CA2 for stuff. Go get stuff. There's a special Obon Festival event, which is a Japanese festival honoring the spirits of ancestors. So Japanese themed content, including premium ships Hyzen, Hayate, and Yudachi, as well as Shiro skins for Fuso and Nagato. That'll be nice. There's also some other camos in there. I thought the gold camos, particularly for Suzuya, looks really nice. There's a bunch of discounts on Tech Tree ships, which is nice. Post-Storm Sunshine mission, booster packs, more discounts ahead of autumn, which will be nice. Which will come from August 24th to the last 2 weeks of the update. And then the Kawachi is arriving in store, which is interesting because it's being buffed. And she'll get, as it says here, faster main battery reload, improved dispersion, and better pen. Cool. Visual updates look amazing. They've done a whole heap of work on the sea and the water. It just looks spectacular. Both with and without ray tracing. So, I mean, look at this business. This is just awesome. I think this is so, I mean, bear in mind the previous graphical update was really impressive. This one is equally highly impressive. I think the graphics team need to give themselves a massive pat on the back for this one. I mean, look at these lanterns, right? The sharpness of these lanterns, they've just improved the resolution. Everything. It's just mounted doesn't look particularly different, but the ship, and it's hard to tell about the ship, but the sea, yes. Mobile's getting the codex. Meh. Balance is coming. There is a bunch of changes, nerfs, buffs, and things like this in Ministry of Balance. So, and there's some huge changes to secondary battery hits and plane shoot downs, but we will talk. They've done a variety of fixes. Apparently the collision alarm sound is making it less distracting. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Ministry of Balance. Huge changes. So Vanguard is being changed. I hesitate to call this a nerf. But functionally, they've reduced the HP pool and removed the main battery relay booster. Mainly, I always thought the main battery relay booster was an unnecessary addition on the Vanguard. You know, when it felt like they were scratching for something to change and they needed to fix it somehow. That felt like a band-aid. It wasn't the right fix. The reduction of main battery reload is good because it probably puts it more competitive with the battle cruisers in terms of reloads now. They've slightly increased the horizontal shooting angles for the rear guns, which is good. Damage has been increased across the board. HE, particularly so. I mean, that's 700. That's over 10. But that's 12.5%. Fire starting chance has been increased. Rudder shift time has been massively reduced by a third, from 18 to 13 seconds. And upgraded hull from 13 to 9, which is another blooming 30%. But health has been reduced across the board. It's also had its repair party change, so it's more maneuverable. It shoots harder, more frequently, but it's got less health. I actually don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think. I mean, defensive AA fire, maybe, but I know people will have issues with the main battery reload booster being taken away, but I don't think people were using it particularly well. So, and yeah, the repair party. So it is just far less survivable now. Temeraire's been given some love, thankfully, because it's suffered a bit. Slightly increased range, just over 10% reduction in reload time, which is nice. Increase in HP has increased from 58,000 to 69,000 base, and from 67,900 to 73,000. Damn. So the stock Temeraire is a lot stronger. Not that the so yeah, that's a hell of a lot. So a lot of increase in health here. Inamura's had its fire starting thing improved, and its AP damage has been improved by just over 1,000. Victoria, interestingly, AP shell air drag reduced, so actually its pen has been improved, which is great, and its minimum ricochet angle has been increased. I like the Victoria, but I know people find it a bit anemic, and I get it. The Z31 has been slightly tweaked. Julius Merck has been tweaked pretty much across the board. Armor pen's gone up by 16%. That's quite a lot. And AP shells as velocity's gone up. But torpedoes have been increased by a whole 10 seconds on the reload. Yeah. And wow, Felix Schultz has its torpedo speed increased from 52 to 55 knots. The alternative US destroyers are looking at 55 knots enviously, I tell you. Schlieffen buff. Secondary battery reload time has been reduced. Not a huge amount, but a little. And rudder shift time has been reduced as well. I played the Schlieffen the other day off stream, and it's still good, but it is squishy as hell. The Pan Asian cruiser line has been has been tweaked across the board. Reload, torp range, all kinds of things. I'm not going to sit in them. If you're interested in these ships, go read the patch notes. Basically, they're more dangerous. They do more damage. They move faster. They shoot more frequently, etc. Issei has been tweaked a little upwards, so it's a little bit better. And Dewar has been not nerfed, but detectability has been tweaked, I suppose. Nagato, bless her, has been, Jesus, that's a big reload reduction, 32 to 25 seconds and 29 to 25 seconds. Wow, so that never changes on the upgraded or stock. I wonder if that's a typo and that's a mistake. That should be 27 or something, I don't know. Izumo's had its main battery reload. I don't like the Izumo. Kawachi has been rubbed with the happy stick, 30 25 seconds. It's still crap, but it'll be slightly less crap than it was before. Igel has had repair party added. That's interesting for a tier 5 destroyer. And they've moved things around. Stop moving things around. I get lost as it is. Heisen has had repair parties increased and main battery reload reduced very, very slightly. Just making it a bit more survivable, I imagine. Cheshire and Azure Lane Cheshire has had a buff. Warlord, they've buffed your favourite ship. Be thankful. Azure Lane Montpellier has been buffed a little bit and reload and range and things. Azure Lane Zara has been improved slightly. Lots of little changes. They've changed the Preußen, not buffed. They've reduced the Sigma, reduced the shell grouping, and increased the reload. So making it a little bit more balanced, which I think is a good thing because Preußens are monstrous. That reload is disgusting. And you could get that close to the 20 seconds and it's just like not on. Golden Lion has been tweaked downwards. Airstrike range has been reduced. Actually, I think its armor needed nerfing more than anything else, but what do I know? Commander Luigi Rizzo has had its Great Escape base nerfed, which is a shame, but a combination of things with new commanders. And battle earnings, they have completely changed secondary battle hits and plane shootdowns. So credit and XP earnings from shooting enemies with second batteries increased by 40% for all ships. Credit and XP earnings from shooting down planes reduced by 30% for all ships. I wonder if that's enough. I think it could be more than that, but there was a massive change in all the credit earnings. Let's see if any of them are outrageous. HIPAA gets a big credits earning boost of 5.26. Ibuki gets 11.11. I think they're trying to make people pay the Ibuki. Z46 is 7%. That's quite high. Sovietsky Russia Azure Lane, because nobody plays it, because nobody likes it, 11.11. And Awami gets 11.11. Same. Pommern, same. Carl Johan, I see quite a few of those. That's interesting. Maine gets credit earnings increased by 10%. Minnesota, wow, that's a proper big rework. And then what gets reduced? What gets the biggest reduction? Golden Lion gets its earning reduced by 10%. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have half a dozen new ships, a whole new game mode, a bunch of things that you can earn, pay for, discount, whatever else. 7 years. There is a massive amount of content in here. The fact Modern Era lasts for 2 updates, I think, is a really good thing. This is only a 5-week update. Like all things, I'll be interested to see how this Gorgonzola performs. But I'm pretty sure with those kind of guns, I'm sure it'll be doing fun things. Apparently, it's quite squishy. Who knows? But here's what I should say. Have some fun. I do hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will see you on Monday evening, about 8:30 p.m, playing this little lot. Do take care. Ta-ra!